Good Sunday evening, everybody out there, and welcome to our online business Q&A. We are Shane and Jocelyn Sams of flippedlifestyle.com, and we are sitting here in our house shoes because it is 9 p.m. here in Kentucky. And for those of you who may not know who we are, we have a podcast called the Flipped Lifestyle Podcast, and we are a real family who figured out how to make our entire living online. And
This is our real bedroom.
this is our real bedroom. You're in the Flip Lifestyle Master Suite right now. And we are here tonight to help you and your family do what we did. And that is try to find freedom by starting, building, and growing an online business. You know, most families struggle financially or don't have enough time to spend with their family because of their job. We know that's where we were. We used to be school teachers, and I was a football coach, and we were working 60, 70 hours a week. We were never seeing our kids, couldn't be there for them. And we finally, after a couple of different things, decided we'd had enough. And we decided to create a blueprint to basically leave our jobs and go full time online. So, our goals tonight are to help you and your family stop worrying about money, become self sufficient, spend more time with the people you love, and do all of that through online business. So,
We have a worldwide audience tonight. We have Mrs. Red in Australia.
we've got people from Canada I saw earlier.
All right,
So we got
awesome.
Australians, Canada, Canadians.
California, Kentucky,
All right. Keep it coming. I see
and
Brian in the
Georgia.
house. See Seth.
Mike in Australia, Justin in California.
Okay. Let us know right now. We're doing a quick sound check here. We will start the Q&A at 8 or it's 8:58 right now. So we'll start at 9 o'clock. But go ahead and for those of you who are wondering too, my voice is a little shot. I had front row tickets to WWE wrestling last night.
I did not.
And Jocelyn did not go, but I took the kids to wrestling, and I'm a little hoarse right now, so pardon my voice. But if you want to go ahead and put in your question now, there is a slight delay between what you're seeing on the screen or what you're hearing coming out of your speakers and what you're seeing in the chat. And we want to get as many questions answered as we can on tonight's Q&A. So just keep putting those in the chat, even if we don't even if there's something else going on, even if we're talking about something else, go ahead and put your question into the chat. And as soon as we get a couple confirmations that you can hear us, we want to get a real quick sound check in, and then we'll get started answering questions. Jocelyn will be primarily in the chat. I will be starting each round of questions on the microphone to make sure that we got somebody in the chat all the time. And as soon as we get somebody tell me, yes, I can hear you, we will get started with the Q&A.
All right. Oh, and Anna from Kentucky. Our daughter's name is Anna, so that's awesome. Welcome.
Everybody else, tell sound check good. We got a good sound check. Can
Jay
you
Burke
see us?
says, "Let's go to Boise."
Go to Boise, right? I know, right?
Go Cats.
Kentucky just got picked in the selection show, and they're playing in Boise. We were just in Boise a couple months ago, actually.
We were. It was beautiful.
We were. All right, Jocelyn, put in the chat. Can you see us? Just to make sure. We've got a couple different people that have said we've got a good sound check, loud and clear. It's great. All right, I think we're good. Are you able to see us? I just read Jocelyn's.
Well, I've said that.
Oh yeah,
that was me.
Never mind. I thought you guys were asking us.
So, there are also some people said they submitted questions ahead of time.
They did. Go ahead and post them here as well.
Yeah, you can just
in case we miss them.
We will get to those and get them in the line for you.
We have a huge list of questions, but I want to make sure that we can kind of align that and reward the people that show up. You know, Jocelyn and I are really big on rewarding action takers. So not only did you guys register, not only did you guys submit ahead of time, but you're here and we want to connect those dots. So put in the chat right now the question that you submitted as well to make sure that we can get everyone that's here, and we might be able to even bump you to the front of the line. Okay, I'm actually about to get to one of our submitted questions first. First timer here, so excited. Hey Carla, hey Anna. All right, it is 9 o'clock. That means the email has went out. That means the Q&A has begun. The sound check is over, and we have a lot of people logging in right now. So go ahead and put in your name. Tell us where you're from. If you have an online business, tell us what you do. We would ask, please do not put any links inside of the chat during the Q&A. Just takes up a lot of space. It's gonna hinder us from being able to get to all the questions because we'll have to filter through links and things like that. But we do want to know who you are, where you're from. And we are super excited for everybody here. For those of you, again, who do not know who we are Shane and Jocelyn Sams of flippedlifestyle.com and the Flip Lifestyle podcast. We are a real family who figured out how to make our entire living online. We work from home, and now we help other people do the same. We used to own a bunch of companies in the education space, but we sold all of those so that we could go full time and help families flip their life. That means go from where you are now to where you want to be, to give your family the life that you want to give them. And we do that here at Flip Lifestyle through online business, working on the internet, working from home. It's a real thing. It's an awesome thing. We have hundreds of people doing this inside of our Flip Your Life community. Our little girl the other day in school had an assignment, and they said, "What does your mom and dad do for a job?" And she said, "My mom and dad work at home on their online business, BISNIS." So we're going to help you guys tonight get your online business to the next level, just like Anna Joe said in our chat. Okay, so I think we got a few people coming in, Jocelyn.
All right. And I just wanted to throw in too, we've been doing this for a while. We started back in 2012. So almost 6 years now we've been doing online business. There were several people in the chat that said that they had never found us before. So welcome. We're glad that you found us. And we'd love to know how you found us. Was it on YouTube, maybe on Facebook? We've kind of thrown this out a lot of different places. We haven't actually done a live Q&A in a while.
We have not done a live Q&A in 6 months. Jocelyn and I do a podcast every Tuesday. You can find it on iTunes. We are a top 25 marketing podcast and a top 50 podcast in iTunes in the business category. So check that out if you just found us. And, what we focus all of our energy on is helping the members of our Flip Your Life community take their business to the next level. For those of you who may not have heard of our podcast before, it's not your standard interview show. We bring on members of our Flip Your Life community, and we give them a one-on-one consulting call live on the air, and we let everybody else listen in so that everybody can get those nuggets of wisdom, those figure out some new techniques and tactics for their own online business so that we can all get better together. And normally we do these Q&As twice a month just for Flip Your Life community members. So you're kind of getting a sneak peek in what happens inside of the Flip Your Life community tonight, where we come on, our members come on, and we just answer dozens and dozens of questions every couple of weeks to help people get unstuck, to help people figure out how to become self-sufficient, how to take control of their time, and how to get their online business off the ground. So we decided that we wanted to open this up to the public. Jocelyn and I are not big into big sales webinars and things like that. We're really just here to help people. So, that's what we want to do. And this is the best way that we know how to do it. We're also experimenting. You can see we don't have any fancy lighting. Like, we're not doing anything. This isn't anything high tech. I got a Walmart camera plugged into my MacBook Pro here. You know what I mean?
You can see all these lovely cords.
Yeah, we're just sitting here in house shoes. We're just sitting here, on a Sunday night. And, we just want to hang out with you guys, talk to you guys, and I help you take your business to the next level. See, someone found us on Pat Flynn. See some other people. Jessica's here from Wisconsin. Awesome. All right. So we've got a bunch of questions. So we're going to get rolling here. And the first question, I'm going to go to one of our submitted questions first. Okay. Because let me scroll down to where it was. And we also have a couple questions submitted by our members as well.
And if you have a question, go ahead and post it. I am looking for those, and I'll just take them and put them in a document until we are ready to answer.
All right. So this one comes from Jen, and she says, I am just getting started. And the main question I want to ask is, how much money am I going to be spending on advertising? I've got an idea. I know what I want to sell, but I still need to build a website and get all that together. I just want to look ahead a little bit and figure out how much this is going to cost me to advertise my business on Facebook and in Google search results. So thanks in advance, Jen. So Jen is asking a question here that is a little kind of off base. When I read her question, I immediately noticed she's not actually created her product yet. Without a product, you can't make any money. She's not actually created her website yet. Without a website, without a platform somewhere to sell your product, you can't be found. And if you can't be found, you can't make any money. So this is kind of the wrong question to ask. Thinking about running Facebook ads, thinking about bots and all these things that all these gurus say in the online business space is not what you should be starting with. You need to be starting by saying, I have an idea. Who is my customer? What is their problem? Does my idea solve their problem? If the answer is yes, then let's create that digital product and let's create content on my website to support it. So there's no reason to think so far ahead. We get caught up as entrepreneurs and all the latest gadgets and all the, tools and techniques and all these magic things that the internet provides for us. But really, it just comes down to, do you have a product that you can sell to someone? Until you do, you don't need to be thinking about advertising at all. So I would say don't even worry about it right now.
Yeah, by the time that you get to the point of advertising, really it's just a matter of, are you making money from the advertising or are you not?
Yeah.
And if you are, then there's really no limit to how much you're going to spend. For instance, if you pay $50 to get a customer to give you $100, would you trade $50 for $100? Because I
Exactly.
would.
Yeah. So
So
that's a
yeah.
different game. And it's just working on one thing at a time. I know a lot of you are probably overwhelmed with what it takes to start, build, grow, all of the things in an online business. And what we really focus on are baby steps, taking one step at a time, and don't look 5 steps ahead, because
Well, I
that's
do
just going to beat you.
appreciate that you're trying to look ahead. I mean, that
Yeah,
is
you're thinking
usually a
about it.
good
You're
thing.
thinking about it.
But right now, you really shouldn't be thinking about that at all.
Yeah. So focus on your product first, focus on your idea, run that idea by a few people. Okay. And make sure that, it's good. Do a little research on it, and make sure your idea is sound. And then later on, once we get the product launched, we can worry about how we're going to advertise it, how we're going to get traffic, and things like that. And Jen, if you need help with your idea, fleshing that out, researching it, we do have a course inside of the Flip Your Life community that is totally focused on researching your idea to make sure it's making money in the marketplace. And we also have an entire course on how to get your product created so that you can put it on your website and get it for sale. Okay. All right. We're going to move on to our next question here in just a second. We want to remind everybody we do have a very large community that we call the Flip Your Life community that has hundreds of entrepreneurs from all over the world. And we actually help people in that community start, build, and grow their online business. And for those of you who are here tonight who may not be inside of our community, we are offering a 14-day trial for $1. You can go in, you can cancel anytime, you can look around. We have over 50 courses to help you navigate all the steps to start, build, and grow your own online business. And you can try that out. We are confident in our products. We are confident in our community. We have the best community of family-focused entrepreneurs anywhere online. And we'd love to for you to take it for a test spin. So there is a link in the description. Jocelyn's going to be dropping a link into the chat. And okay, I'll do it over here. And we'd love for you to check that out and get in there and try for 14 days. If you don't like it, cancel anytime. I'll give you your $1 back. It don't matter to us. But go on in there and check it out. And we'd love to help you with our courses and our community. Okay. All right. Next question. Go ahead. You've got them.
Okay. Our first live question is from Seth. He says, I need help coming up with a business idea, but that seems very broad. I have caricature, illustration, animation related skills, but I'm not sure how to go about putting that into a business idea. My problem is probably related to having too many possible directions and not enough focus. I like you, Seth. You solve your own problem.
Exactly. you have totally told us the exact answer to your problem. So basically, all you have to do is take something that you know or that you love and create digital products and teach other people who want to know what you know how to do that. So let me tell you a story. You can go to this website right now and check it out. Open another tab and keep this open. Is it Seth? Is that who this was? All right. So go to thecartoonblock.com. And this is a Flip Your Life community member named Evan Burse. And Evan came to us probably in late 2014, early 2015. And he said, man, I've got a YouTube channel. I've got a Facebook page. I'm an artist. I am a comic book artist. He actually worked for Marvel, and he was a producer on The Incredible Hulk. And he said, I teach people how to draw on these YouTube videos, but man, I'm only making a couple $100. I don't know what to do. I don't have a direction. I've got too many ideas. He was saying the exact same thing you are, Seth. And we looked at Evan. We said, okay, well, tell us more about what you really do online. And all he did was teach people how to draw superheroes. So he would say, here's how you draw Spider-Man. Here's how you draw Batman. Here's how you draw a female superhero. Here's how you draw a male superhero. Here's how you draw a sword. Here's how you draw guns. Here's how you draw cars. And he would just teach people how to put together their comic books. So what we did was, man, we just picked like 3 topics. like how to draw a female superhero, how to draw a male superhero, and how to draw, I think it was people like in action, like running, swimming, jumping, and things like that. He just made like some tutorials. He made like 5 videos. He puts this on a simple website. I actually use Evan's website as an example inside of one of the courses in the Flip Your Life community. And then he just launched it and he made $10,000 the very first day that he launched his product. And he made $30,000 in the first month. And all he did was he just simplified it and said, I have skills to draw comic books. I need to take those skills and make them into a course. And then I need to tell other people about this course and put a price tag on it. So you have, what was it, caricature skills? Is that what it was? Let's see if I can go back in. Yeah, just highlight them so we've got them.
Okay, he says caricature, illustration, animation related
Hey,
skills.
I'm sure there are, there's 4 billion people connected to the internet. I promise you, there's probably 100 of them that would love to know how to do those things. Maybe the animation stuff. Like, I bet there's 100 people out there that be willing to give you $50 a month to teach them how to do animation. And all of a sudden, you're making 5,000 a month, 60,000 a year. You only need 100 people to give you $50 a month in your membership community, in your online business, or maybe just selling, 100 courses a month. 50 of them, $50 a piece to make $60,000 a year. So you've answered your own question, man. All you got to do is create a digital product around caricature or animation, get it out there, and start creating content around it so people can find you. So, I think you got it. That's a good thing, man. You've got a skill that most people don't have, but a lot of people probably want to learn.
And,
That's an online
there are
business.
ways to narrow it down. We have courses in our community that help you to narrow down your idea and try to find the biggest winner of all the different ideas that you have. So I would recommend checking those out. As we said earlier, we do have a $1 trial. I'm not able to type the link in for some reason, but it's just fliplifestyle.com/trial. And you can try us out for just $1 for 14 days. So join us. We had a little conversation going in here about Nashville. So I just wanted to kind of just briefly speak to that just a little bit.
What was it?
Nathan said that let me see, I got to find what he said. He said, I've used your advice to grow an online business to a couple $100 a month from nothing, which is awesome. And I said, are you coming to Nashville? He said it sounded like a lot of content for those just getting started.
Yeah. So a lot of content for people just going to the thing.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I've got a question here from Nate, and he said, how did people find the cartoon course? He didn't just make cartoons and people found him. No, Nate, Evan built a Facebook following and a YouTube following. He did 2 things. He created tons of free content so people would find snippets of what he was selling. He actually got this really smart idea where he started creating time lapses of him drawing pictures, and he would share those on YouTube, share those on Facebook, and people would then find them and share them. And then he built a following on Facebook that way. And then on YouTube, he would actually do some free courses, share those. He did a lot of research on what people were looking for. Evan's Facebook page, the Cartoon Block as well, is a really, really good site. He's got a good strategy of curation. So he goes and shares what other people are doing. Like he'll find like how to draw someone's hair, and he'll share it. And all of a sudden, all these people just started relating to Evan as, you are the guy I go to, and I need to learn how to do some kind of art in the comic book world. So after, a lot of hard work, a lot of content, a lot of creation, a lot of free courses, a lot of free content, he pushed them to his paid content as well. So as we were building his website, building his product, he was sharing on Facebook, making YouTube videos, and he built a following because you have to have an audience for you to say. Now, how he ended up quitting his job eventually, he started advertising. He started paying for advertising. So maybe he would go in and find things that people, only animators would like. You know what I mean? And he started like running ads at those interests. Or on, maybe someone typed in how to draw a superhero in YouTube. So he would go target those search results, and he started driving ads to his products. So a combination of, elbow, rolling up your sleeves, elbow grease, getting the work done, putting the content out there, getting that traffic built up, and buying advertising is how he grew his business. And that's how most people do it, through organic content and through paid advertising. So, okay.
All right, let's move on to Brian. Brian says, I make a few $100s a month on a wellness website with content, but I can't for the life of me decide what product or service to focus on to take a risk with my time and dedicate myself.
Read that one more time. That's a good question.
All right, he makes a few $100s a month on a wellness website with content, but he can't decide what product or service to focus on.
Okay. And one thing, what was that last part he said about risking his time?
He just wants to make sure that he's going in the right direction before he spends a lot of time and effort on it.
All right. So here's the deal. You have to risk your time to see if you're going in the right direction, because this is a common problem. Jocelyn and I have coached thousands of people. We've literally, I think the Flip Your Life community has almost 100,000 posts in it. So we've seen tens of thousands of questions and comments about online business since we've been doing this. And this is a common thing that people do. I just want to make sure. I want that sure bet. I want that sure thing before I go forward. There is no sure bet. There is no sure thing. There's only an educated guess followed up by massive action. So I would think, because you have content, go find your top 5 pages where people are finding you. Go look in your analytics and say, okay, what are the most visited pages on my site? There's your clue for what might be a product. However people are finding you is what they think you're an expert in, or what Google thinks you're an expert in. So you need to go pick one of those things and create a product about it, and then put it in the marketplace. You'll know real quick, because the internet will vote with its dollar bills. And if they buy your product, that was the right thing. If it's not, try the next one. Jocelyn and I went 13 months before we were successful, could quit our job, all that stuff. It wasn't like it just happened overnight. We had to try 2 or 3 things and strike out before we hit the home run. So you're going to have to go to the plate and swing and see if it works. So, narrow it down, see what people are finding, how people are finding you is going to make a difference on what you pick. So you can kind of give yourself some direction, but there is no sure thing. There is no sure thing. You're going to have to do something to see if it works. When we launched this podcast, we didn't know if anybody would listen, right? We didn't know when we launched our community. How did we know? How did we know it was a sure thing? We didn't. And we put a lot of time and effort into building this thing. So it's just going to take action. It's just going to take effort. You do have some good clues because you have a website that already is getting traffic. So check that out. And if you need any help with that, hit us up in the Flip Your Life community. We actually have a forum set up in there called our general forum, where we take online business questions, and we can help you maybe sort through some of those things, look through some of those different, pages, and maybe get you in the direction. And it may be something opposite of what you think. We've had many members come in and they're like, I'm going to do this thing. And we're like, yeah, but everybody wants this thing. And they're like, oh yeah. And then they launch, they get 50, 60 members, and they're good to go. So
I think especially for you, I mean, you're already making money. So ask your people who have paid, what do they want? I
yeah, I'd like
mean,
to know how you're making money on that website too. Is
that
it
that's
all ads
something
or what
that
is it?
I think people make that too hard, Like if you already have customers, ask them what they want. What do they want next? All right. The next question is from Scott. Scott says, how do I start a membership site that relies on community? If I have no following yet, how do I get people to join when the community is one of the main selling points?
Well, we always say that people come for the content, but they stay for the community. You know, we have tons of courses, and it's kind of like a supermarket. People can go in and get what they need at any given time. But I think if you asked many of our people, they would say, I came because of the content, the podcast, your trainings, maybe some live stuff we did at some point, a webinar, whatever. But they stay because they have strong leadership in our community. They stay because they make friends and they have mastermind groups, and they have a place where 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, they can go drop a question and know they're going to get some answers. But they would have never came just for that community. The community is what keeps people, paying month after month, year after year. And then the courses and the trainings are what people find you by, right? So focus on the content. And if the community is your main thing, then make all your content free. Do whatever you can to put as much stuff out there as possible so that people can come in and join that awesome community that is going to keep them forever, where all the value is. But you're going to have some content first. So people come for the content and they stay for the community. If you focus on that, you should be okay. What do you think?
Yep. I think that's what I would do is just, bring people in, buy lots of awesome free content, and win them over, get them to pay for your community. So, sounds simple, but it's going
Yeah,
to
yeah.
take a
But
little bit
that's
of
really
work.
all it is, guys. Like, what is it? How many? We went like 4 years without missing a podcast or something like that. Like
Yeah, I think that we maybe like the
maybe
first year, I think we
one.
missed a couple of weeks
Yeah, or something
just
like
kind of
that.
randomly, but like we've gone pretty much almost 4 years in a row now without, I think we missed maybe like 2 or 3 episodes ever.
So just creating that consistent content is exactly what you need to do over time and let that audience grow. And the bigger it gets, the more people you'll get in. You don't need a huge audience, guys. People think you've got to have thousands of people to make a lot of money online. When Jocelyn launched her first product online, it was a set of lesson plans for librarians in elementary schools. And we only had like maybe 275 people on an email list. And the first time we launched, we made like $2,700 in 1 month. So, we had took a couple months to build that audience up to find those emails, but it's not like you got to have 100,000 Twitter followers because most of the people with 100,000 Twitter followers have 70,000 bots following them, right? And you don't need, maybe 1,000 followers, maybe, 250 emails. You can have a pretty successful product launch. You can have a pretty successful community, making some life changing money. So, don't get caught up in, oh, I've got to have all this traffic and content and whatever. You just have to have the right people and the right solution for those people, and you're going to be okay. All right. All right. Let's jump into that next question.
All right. The next question is also from Scott. He says, for a first online business, is a membership site too much to tackle? Should I be starting with something like an ebook to learn the ropes? I think it really just depends on what you want and what your audience wants. I think that it's a good idea to start out. If you don't have anything yet, I would get some content, get some people coming in, and get them to tell you what they're most interested in. So it's got to be a combination of what your audience wants combined with what do you want to do.
Yeah. And also, too, like, there's easy ways to do this. Like, one of the things that we tell people to do is, go to places that are free that you can bring people in real quick. Is there a message board, bulletin board thing in your space where you can start a forum? Can you go to Facebook and start a group? And maybe your group, maybe you're teaching, I don't know, homeschool parents how to do Bible study lesson plans at home or whatever. Then go start a group called homeschool parents Bible study lessons. And, this is a group for people who are at homeschool and want to teach their kids the Bible at home, and let that happen. And just see if you can get some people to come in organically and then have conversations with them. Jump on a Skype call, jump on a Facebook live with that group and say, hey, what do you guys need? How can I help you? How can I serve you? And that's going to give you an idea. But you don't need an audience to figure that out necessarily. You can use a keyword research tool to see what actual humans are searching for in Google right now. That's how I built my football coaching website. I used to have a place where I sold playbooks for football defenses to high school coaches. So I wanted to know, all right, what defenses are people actually searching for? And I would go to Google, and they have a tool called the keyword research tool. It's in the AdWords platform. And you type it in and you say, oh, look, people are looking for defensive back drills. People are looking for this kind of defense. And now there's people out there looking for this solution. So create that and put it in front of them, and you're going to be able to make money online. Okay. We actually do have a keyword research video course inside of the Flip Your Life community to help you do that. And we go through, how to research, what questions to ask. How do you know if a keyword is getting enough search to make money off of it? And that'll kind of help you take that process to the next level. Okay.
All right. The next question is from Kenny. Kenny says, how instrumental was your podcast show to the success of your membership site?
I mean, for this brand, I mean, the only free content we create is that podcast. So, I mean, for this particular brand, it was everything. Now, our other brands had no podcasts. Like, we didn't really do anything at all. Like the football coaching did. I had a podcast for it, but Elementary Librarian did not have anything related to a
This is
podcast.
pretty much our main content for the site. We do some other content, like we do live stuff on YouTube, we do live stuff on Facebook. So that's all free content, but mostly our free content is this podcast. So, we don't really I guess we don't have a way to really like measure that. We don't say, to every person, did you come
Have
from
you
our
heard from us
podcast?
from our
Did you come
podcast,
from our
right?
podcast? Like, we don't have any way of like measuring that exactly, but we just know from what people tell us that that's how most people end up
Yeah.
finding us.
And usually what happens is like Jocelyn and I have been featured in a lot of different magazines and stuff. Like we've been in Forbes, we've been in Business Insider, we've been in Huffington Post, we've been on a lot of podcasts. So some people do find us there, but that just because they find you doesn't mean they're going to join your community. They usually come and become subscribers to our podcast, get familiar with us, and then go or interact with us like we're doing right here on some kind of Q&A or something like that. So the key is on content, guys. There's only 3 forms of content. There's text, there's audio, and there's video.
So you
That's
have
it.
to do what you want to do.
Yep.
For us, we like to talk. Shane likes video a lot more than I do. I don't hate it. It's just not my favorite. So
We're actually here doing video. This is really an audio broadcast, though. I mean, we're
yeah,
sitting in chairs in our bedroom. So it's not
yeah,
like we're doing some
it's
kind
not scripted. That
this is
kind of
not some
thing.
massive
Like no.
show. Like we literally don't even have lights in this or any lighting or anything. So we're not big video files. But if you can create, if you like to write, then writing will be the most critical thing to growing your brand. If you like to be on video and do editing and things like that, then that video is going to be the number one thing in your brand. If you like to talk, then start a podcast, and podcasting will be. So don't think that you were successful because you were a podcaster, or you were successful because you have a YouTube channel, or you were successful because you got a blog, right? Or you wrote a book. It's whatever you've got to do to reach your people
And
that matters.
you're going to be the happiest and the most satisfied with the thing that fits you best. If I'm trying to make videos for our brand that are scripted and I'm trying to smile and remember all the things I have to say and interact with the audience and do all those things at the same time, I would probably my head would explode. Like there's no way we would ever get anyone into
Our community,
our community
and like
because
we started doing these
it would be a
YouTube,
mess.
it'd be a mess. We started doing these YouTube videos, and I started writing big detailed like scripts for them so I could go through and say everything I wanted to say on the video and stuff like that. And I just was having so much trouble getting these things done. And Jocelyn was like, Shane, you're not a list person, just get on there and start talking. And so I would write like 4 bullet points and I would just start, and they're so much easier to create because that's how we do it. So
And Shane can do that. Like
yeah, right.
that's the good thing about it. Like he can just get on there and talk to people and like it totally makes sense and it makes them want to come into our community. Me, I'm much better at like writing. I can speak. I'm fine with that, but I'm not as good with the video part.
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to say is pick something that works for you. That is going to make people connect with you more than somebody out there who's being successful and you think, "Oh, I need to replicate that. Oh, but wait, I'm terrible at video
And
or I'm terrible at audio or I'm terrible at writing."
this question like comes from too like the mentality of the gurus, like the 3 magic steps to online business success, or everyone's using this magic widget to have online business success. So you hear podcasters say, if you don't start a podcast, you're never going to be successful online. Or you hear a YouTuber say, YouTube is the only way you can succeed online.
Or if
Everything
you
else
don't
is
do
dead.
Facebook Live,
Yeah, right.
you'll never make it
That
in
is
online business or
Jocelyn and I can
whatever.
tell you 100% by watching hundreds of people in our Flip Your Life community and ourselves, it's not true. Anything works as long as you'll do it a lot, and you'll do it to the best of your ability. So just pick a platform and go for it. Don't worry about if it's just a podcast or just something else. Okay. All right, cool. All right, great questions, guys. Keep them coming. Just want to point out again for everybody that's here who is not a member of the Flip Your Life community. And if you are a member of the Flip Your Life community, I know I've seen some of you sneak in the back door here.
Yes, there have been several.
They're there. You all tell everybody I'm in the Flip Your Life community and tell them what you think about it. And as long as it's nice. No, I'm just kidding. And jump in there and tell us,
we did not ask them to come. Like, they just showed up on their own accord. So thank you for that.
Yeah, so let us know that you're here. And for anybody that might want to check out our community, you want to check out the Flip Your Life Blueprint. That's our course to take you from nothing to a money-making online business in as short a time as possible. You want to check out the Flip Your Life community where we have literally hundreds of entrepreneurs, family-focused entrepreneurs from all over the world inside of this community, talking, masterminding every day. Jocelyn and I, we are in the community. We talk, we answer questions. We have a full team of coaches that are in there and helping people as well. And it's just really, really an awesome place. We'd love for you to check it out. Go to fliplifestyle.com/trial, and you can check it out for 14 days for $1. You can cancel anytime. If you want your dollar back, I'll give you $1 back. That's okay. But go check it out, try it out, look at our trainings, meet our people. And we really just want you and your family to experience what Jocelyn and I did. And that's start building, growing online business, quit your job, and take control of your life.
We
And
have
that's what we're here
Julie
for.
here and Kathy, Stephen, Shelly, Allison, Mrs. Red. Thank you. Thank you so much for
And we've got
coming
members
and
all
for
over the world
commenting.
too. So maybe you're in Australia. We got Australians. Maybe you're in Canada. We got Canadians. We at last time I checked, we have someone on every continent except for Antarctica.
I
So
know. And that's kind of disappointing. Like if
I
you're
know.
in
Yeah,
Antarctica,
I know there's a
let's go.
science station down there where somebody's sitting there cold in Antarctica going, I am freezing and I need to start an online business so I do not have to come back to Antarctica or something. So we're going to have to work on that. But we got people from everywhere. We got people in almost every single U.S. state.
There's like 1,000 people down there or something like that.
Exactly. So it's,
I think that's what I saw on some kind of documentary because I watch stuff like that.
where, in Antarctica? Yeah, we
Yeah.
watched that. Me and Jocelyn, we watched. Okay, we're getting off on a tangent. All right, we're going into the Netflix portion of tonight's broadcast where we talk about what we
I'm
watch
all
on
for that.
Netflix. So, all right, let's jump into another question.
All right, let's see from Anna. She says, "Must submit a question." Oh, is there a recommended platform for a membership site? Do you use a plugin or membership theme? Also, do you have any tech tips?
All right, so let's go tech tips. Okay, the tech tips that I have for memberships are keep it as simple as possible. All right, because all you need to have a membership website, you literally to have a website where hundreds of people pay you every month, month after month, and you have this recurring, stable, steady income. That's what Jocelyn and I do. We really believe in the membership model for consistency, for stability in your income. It's just a really, really good thing. But the only things you need are a place to have content, a place to have community, and a way to protect them both. Okay. So, what we do is we actually have WordPress websites. We have BB Press forums, which is a simple forum program that's created by the makers of WordPress to host. Our daughter is awake and just walked into the room. Come on. Isaac's asleep. Okay. Hold on a second.
And she is wearing Christmas pajamas. Don't judge us.
Just in case. Come here. All right. So you have to have. So what we do is we have forums that we host, and we actually put our content in those forums. So we'll start a post with a course. People can watch the course in there, and then our community is a forum-based thing, and then we do have a chat room with video where we can do live calls, and that's it. And we protect it with a piece of software. We use iMember 360 because we have Infusionsoft. But there's lots of different plugins you can use with WordPress, like Wishlist or Paid Membership Pro, stuff like that. So, but really in general, guys, if you want to have a membership community, you need people to be able to log in. You need them to be able to watch your videos or your trainings, and you need to be able to talk to them. And if you can do those three things, then you've got a membership community that you can make money off of. So we do have different themes and different things like that for our membership community. And those are all listed inside of our membership course inside of the Flip Your Life Blueprint. But that's really it. That's all you need. So if you can figure out a way to do that, there's lots of tools out there where you can have your content, you can have your forums, you can have things like that. And then you just need to be able to take money. That can be as simple as PayPal, or it could be another, payment processor. So it's really not that bad to start a membership community. We actually liked it a lot better because we didn't have to find places to host everything. We didn't have to find places, to sell stuff and protect pages. We just had a membership plugin and we had content and we had a forum, and that was it. So we love the membership model. It changed our life. It's what lets us, work 20 hours a week because we know we know we're going to get paid for the next 6 months. We don't have to have giant launches. We don't have to have giant. What are you doing, Anna? Okay.
Yeah, the last time she brought in a rotisserie chicken.
Yeah,
so.
The last time we had a Q&A with our members, right in the middle of it, I looked back behind me, and Anna, our little girl's name is Anna. She was eating rotisserie chicken out of a bag that she got out of her refrigerator.
On the video.
On the video. So Anna knows when we're doing these videos, and I'm pretty sure she stays awake to make a cameo on purpose. So yeah. So anyway, back to the membership thing.
Sorry about the
mass confusion here. Yeah. Real life, folks. Real life. But that's what we do. That's all we do. Content, community, and protect both, and you're good to go.
All right. Our next question is from Jessica. Jessica says, if our goal is to get to where you are, making a living completely online, do you recommend focusing on one product or do you try multiple ideas?
Yeah, I'll let Jocelyn take this one. Go get her.
Okay, so when we first started out, Shane, he has multiple interests. I'll put it that way.
I
So,
suffer from shiny object syndrome, a disease that gets entrepreneurs every day. And yeah, I'm like a squirrel, and I literally like am a squirrel trying to chase the next idea at all times. But Jocelyn reins me back in. So
so Shane started about like 4 or 5 different ideas. I started one, and my idea started getting some traction.
a lot more
And
traction. Yeah,
Shane's, I mean, they kind of did. It's not that they didn't get traction. It's just that his focus was so split.
your traction was getting 100, and I would have 4 ideas that were like 25, 25, 25, and 25. So it was like,
And online business is a numbers game. So you have to remember that for everyone who sees your content, a small number of them will want to follow your content and learn more. And an even smaller number of those will want to purchase your product. And so that's what you have to keep in mind is that if you're splitting your focus and you're getting a few people here, a few people here, a few people here, a few people here, then it's going to take a lot longer time for you to start gaining traction than it would have been if you would have just kept on one course.
and we learned that thankfully before we started 100 different projects, because I was already about 4 or 5 in. And when we made our first money online, we realized it was possible. Jocelyn really got us zeroed in on that one. Then we zeroed in on football coaching. We each had our own thing, and we just went straight ahead and we did it. And that's how we originally started making money. So you're just going to get all over the map. And this goes back to that. Who asked that time question earlier? It was about
I
like
can't
wasting their
remember.
time. Yeah. Like somebody asked the question earlier, if you just got here, about wasting your time, or how do you know you're spending your time in the right place? You don't. But if you can go, I'm going to try this for 6 months and see what happens, you're going to get so much farther and know for sure, yes or no, if that works, than you would if you said, all right, I'm going to do 5 things for 2 years and see if one of them catches on. It's just going to be so much faster, so much easier to do that. So, yeah, focus in on one thing, take that one idea, run with it. And the cool thing is, if you focus on one idea and you learn the ropes, you learn all the systems, you learn all the tools and the techniques and things like that. If you learn all those things, it's easier the second time. So you might spend 6 months on your first idea, but then again, you might spend 2 on your next to make it happen just as fast. Okay. Can you type with her in your lap? All right. Great questions tonight. Awesome questions. We'll let Anna Joe answer some questions. You want to answer a question? Okay, she
No.
said no, so she's just going to chill with us and hang out. But we're loving it, loving your questions, loving helping you guys run on business. Jocelyn and I last year, we had multiple 6-figure businesses. We sold one of them on a 7-figure exit, and we did that because we wanted to dedicate our entire life to helping other people find the freedom that we have through online business. Jocelyn, when we first started out, had a friend named Lindsay who came up to her and said, "Hey, that's awesome. You guys quit your job. I would love to do it too and stay home with my kids and homeschool my kids." And Jocelyn taught her how to make digital products, and she was able to make $1,000 in her first month of online business. She would go on later to quit her job, stay home, do what she wanted, homeschool her little girl. And her husband came up to me one day to thank us for that at church. And on the way home, we realized, man, what we figured out could really help a lot of other families who are time pressed, who are struggling and going paycheck to paycheck. We know we've been there. Our paychecks when we were teachers we'd go paycheck to paycheck, but it ran out on Thursday and we got paid on Friday. So, we know what that's like. And online business is the answer that we found to change that. So we'd love to help you guys. If you want to check out our community, want to check out our trainings, we've got a $1 trial for tonight's Q&A. Go to fliplifestyle.com/trial. Check it out. Come on in, look around the community, check out the courses, try it, do a couple of the courses, and see if you don't make progress. We know you will, and we'd love to help you go to the next level. Okay. All right. Next question.
All right, the next question is from Shelly. It says, how do you get traffic when you don't have a lot of content? I feel like if we promote now, it will be a waste because our page only has 18 posts. We have 0 Facebook likes, 73 Instagram followers, and 1 email. Hey, listen, you have
Hey,
some stuff.
you got an email.
There's nothing to be
A
ashamed
real
of.
human gave you contact information. You've got 73 people following you on Instagram. and probably only like 30 of them are your friends and family. You know
But
what I
I
mean?
do like, Shelley, that you said you should not be promoting now. And I believe that you are right. I think that you do need more content.
Yeah. So create more content. Maybe try to get up to like 30, 40, 50 posts. Let that be your promotion. Guys, creating content is promotion. Every time you create content, you share it somewhere. You give it a chance to go viral. Every time you create content, you give Google a chance to find you. You give Google a chance to put your blog post in front of someone who searched for your content. So, in the beginning, content creation is promotion. Now, you need to do this strategically. You need to do keyword research. You need to figure out what people in your space are looking for. You need to study other viral posts in your niche so that you can recreate some of that in your posts. Okay. And be careful, watch that cord, honey. So you need to go out and create more content. That is your promotion. You don't need to be doing paid things. Now, eventually, what you're going to do is you're going to see, and this actually I go back to, you're going to see a few of your posts are going to get a lot more traffic than other posts. Those are the ones that you want to promote. Okay. So when you see something that's getting a little traction, go buy some ads and drive traffic to it, try to get opt-ins from it and things like that. But creating content is promotion. Our entire business, Jocelyn and I don't spend a lot of money on ads. Our entire business model is create a podcast every week, help as many people as possible, and sell as many memberships as you can. That's all you need to do. Do you need to add a little bit to it every once in a while with some advertising? Sure. But you don't have to go all in. Create content. That is your promotion. Okay. All right. Next question.
Okay, I'm trying to do all this with one hand, which is difficult. Okay, let's see. I'm not sure who this is. Chemistry Regents video tutor. I
Put your name in the
know.
chat just so we know
Yeah,
who
I
it
think
is.
that I know this business. I've heard this before. I think. It says I am a high school science teacher in New York, and I sell online test prep courses to teenagers. What's the best way to market to teens if they aren't the ones with the credit card?
You don't.
Yep.
You don't.
That would be a waste of marketing
Yeah.
dollars, my
Yeah.
friend.
I mean, you market to their parents. Let's see. What is he selling?
And not to Guy, okay. Or possibly Gee, but probably
It's
Guy
Guy.
if
I'm
it's
going with
in New
Guy.
York.
That's it. Yeah. Guy would probably be like GI.
That would
It?
be no, that's spelled GY, but it's like French.
Yeah. Okay.
So anyway,
I'm going with Guy. What's up? What's up,
in
Guy?
Kentucky we say Guy.
Yeah. Going with Guy.
All right. So all right, we're talking about students. You're right. They
What is
do
he
not have a
selling?
credit card. Guy is right. Okay. Um selling test prep, I guess, for like ACT,
Oh, I
SAT
see.
type
Yeah,
thing.
this is totally a parent niche. We've had people in the community that do this. You've got to market to the actual thing they want is not for their test score to go up. They want their kid to get an ACT score of X to get into a college for free or
Yes,
whatever, you know.
this is a status thing. So most students, I won't say all, but most students don't care as much as their parents about getting test scores. So for me, like, you know, I kind of wanted to get scholarships, but I wasn't like super motivated. So, I wanted to get a certain score, but like if I didn't, it was okay because I could always get student loans. That'd be a good idea, right?
Yeah.
20
Just
years
pay those off
later.
a couple years ago.
Yeah, that's pretty
Yeah.
terrible. So, anyway, um,
It's a
yeah.
state exam
Okay, a
required for
state
graduation.
exam.
Well,
Okay.
here's what you say, parents.
Do you want your kid out of your house?
I mean, seriously, get out of here. I mean, listen, if your kid fails this test, you will not have you'll be Johnny will be living with you until you're 35 years old. Like this is what you're going for here. Like
Yeah,
you've got to
maybe not
market.
quite that harsh.
Yeah, right.
But yeah.
But like market to the parent. Like tell the parent, this is how your kid's going to graduate high school. This is how your kid's not going to be living in a van down by the river. You need to do this prep. X% of kids fail this test the first time. Don't let your kid be that kid, whatever. And then focus on, your marketing inside that state. So,
And let this be a lesson to us
be careful,
all.
baby.
Always market to people who can pay you.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Listen, we learned that the hard way. We tried before. And you need to target people who actually have jobs and paychecks.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So do not target the students when you're doing that. Target.
Yeah. If you're ever trying to like educate your audience, if you're trying to get them to tell someone else to buy, that's typically not a good strategy.
Yeah. So, and this goes back to like your avatar, guys. Like, you have to answer some basic questions with your niche. Like, Who are you actually targeting? What is the problem you're actually solving? And is the person you're targeting the person who actually has that problem? Right? Your kid failing high school is not the kid's problem right away. It's the parent's problem. So, like, you got to think who has the problem. That's who I need to target. Whoever's got the problem and whoever has the money. When you find people with money who have a problem, that's the person you need to target. Okay. And you'll be able to sell some, you'll be able to sell some memberships. So, good question.
All right. Let's move on to Liette. I hope I said that right. I have a website and I have an idea, but I haven't moved forward with doing anything else due to fear.
Ooh.
And I don't know if what I can offer is something that people really need. And she says aspirin versus vitamin. Listen, you're not alone on the fear. Okay. This is something that a lot of people have. Um, People have it at all levels of business. We still have fear at times as well. So don't feel like you're alone in that at all.
Yeah. So, I think like the best way to look at this from a fear perspective is, you know what to do. You just need to do it. It's like climbing up on the top of a diving board and you get to the edge, your toes are hanging over. You're ready to jump. We just went through this with Isaac the other day. He was up on a 10-foot diving board and he stood there for, was it like 30 minutes? You know what I'm
It's a
saying?
long
And
time.
here's how, there was two things that had to happen, or one of two things had to happen. All the people, me, Jocelyn, Anna Joe, the lifeguard, the other people who wanted to go home because the pool was almost closed, were encouraging him, pushing him forward. You can do this, right? Because if you're in that building and you're all alone and you're standing on top of the diving board, you're going to turn around and walk back because you don't have that. Or someone was literally going to have to walk up there and physically throw him off, which I almost did. But he eventually jumped because everybody kept encouraging him and told him to do that. So my guess is this fear probably comes from you being alone and not having people around. Okay. So she said, I was scared too. All right.
Yes, you are.
I stood up there like 30 minutes before you even got there. And then you did the same thing. Okay. Go there, baby. Okay. So what you need is probably you need to get a mastermind group. You need to get some people around. You need to go read success stories. Like, just go to our website and find some success stories and read about real people doing it to give yourself some motivation. That's how we got started online. I was on my lawnmower one day and I heard a podcast, and it was this guy named Pat Flynn who had created an ebook on a PDF and was sending it to people on email, and he made like 10 grand, and he was just a dude with some kids and he lost his job. And I was like, man, that's a normal guy that figured this out. If he can do it, I can do it. And that's where you've got to get to. You've got to get to the point to say, Shane and Jocelyn did it. All these other people we've talked about tonight did it. Why can't I do it too? I just have to try. You just have to go try. So, you'll never regret things you did. You'll always regret things you didn't do. So if you don't do this, the regret is going to far outweigh that fear. So you got to get over that fear. You got to take action. You got to do something. Look, I always tell people, if you've got writer's block, start writing. Go out and start a Facebook group. Go out and start a Facebook page. You don't have to build a website. You don't have to invest anything. Just start something. Start a Twitter account. We play a video game here in our house, and all you guys probably see this. My kids love this game called Fortnite. Okay, it's taken over the world. And then we call our daughter Captain 2 Cents around here because she likes to put her 2 cents in. And the negotiator. But what we started noticing was we started seeing things around town that looked like they were from this game. So we actually just started a random Twitter account and we called it Fortnite in real life. And when me and my son take pictures of things and we put them on there. My kids wanted to do crazy videos on YouTube. We just started a YouTube channel. It's free. So go do something, start something, and then just take that first step. And then you'll take the next step, take the next step, take the next step. And then surround yourself with people who want to change their life too. You're the average of the 5 people you hang around. That's so true. There are no entrepreneurs around where me and Jocelyn live. So we had to go to live events. We had to go and online. We had to find people to hang out with that were doing this too. And I'd say 90% of our conversations happen virtually now because all of our friends live in other places because we have to surround ourselves by people who also want to be successful. So, if you do a couple of those things, you'll be able to overcome that fear. And, we've got a lot of mindset training, a lot of mindset help inside of the Flip Your Life community. So, if we could help you out in there, we'd love to do it. Okay.
All right, we are moving on to Brad. Brad says, I'm in the education space for biology. I was wondering what you spent on ads per day on Elementary Librarian in August, September to have such success with that website and community.
It really wasn't ads. It was content and hard work and leadership on her Facebook page and things like that. Like it was,
I did run a little bit of
but
ads,
not a
but
lot.
it's not what you would think. You would imagine that to have that kind of success, that you would have to do like thousands of dollars in ads, and I never did do that. It was mostly just I made a lot of content, a lot of free content. I worked hard to organically share that content because when we first started out, I didn't have the money to run ads, so I had to go out there and figure out ways to get people to see my content without me spending a lot of money. And then even there at the end, I mean, I probably spent, I would say maybe a few $100s a summer, but
Yeah.
I didn't do a ton of ads because I really didn't need to. The marketing that I had set up was just so
And
strong.
she created hundreds of lesson plans and hundreds of posts. And, we did crazy guerrilla things. Like Jocelyn said, we were school teachers and we did not have enough money. I mean, we had debt. We had, a paycheck that ran out before you got to the next paycheck. We didn't have a lot of extra money to spend in our online business. We sold stuff to even afford anything.
To
And
get hosting, to get
yeah, like
our
anything we could
website,
do,
our
we sold. I
domain
mean, we sold
names.
everything but the kids when we started out just to find money to do it. Like I remember staying up all night long on Twitter and I would type in like the word coach and I would just look at people's pictures. I probably scrolled through a hundred
That's a
thousands of
soccer coach.
posts.
That's a
That's a
basketball coach.
soccer
Oh, wait a
coach.
minute.
That's a basketball coach. Wait a minute. That guy's standing by a dude in a helmet. So I would reach out to that guy and say, hey, let's be friends. I have a football website. Check it out. And I mean, 4 or 5 hours a night for months was going out and doing whatever it took to find football coaches. So, you got to lay the groundwork. You got to go. Don't just rely on ads. And with advertising, there's not a set amount. I mean, your space is going to be different than anybody else's. So just start with whatever you can afford and add to it as you sell more to tweak your training. That's probably the best way to do ads. So,
All right. Keith says, hi, guys. How do you feel about e commerce and drop shipping?
we know absolutely nothing about e-commerce and drop shipping.
But
So,
we're not against it.
no,
Like,
we actually like it. Yeah.
just because we do a lot of memberships and
Digital
like digital
products,
products
information products.
doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with e-commerce or drop shipping. In fact, I've just started a new website. It's kind of still under wraps because I don't have the website finished yet. I just got the logo package and the design and all that. But anyway, I'm going to try to get into it and learn more about it because I just want to kind of diversify what I'm learning about and be able to just learn and teach about different types of online business. So I'm looking forward to that. But people are very successful at it. There are people out there who are killing it in that space. So if that is your interest, then I say go for it.
Yeah. Our goal inside the Flip Your Life community is, marketing is marketing. A sales funnel is a sales funnel. Breaking business is business. You got to have certain accounts and your LLCs and all that stuff. So we talk a lot about the business part, the strategy part, the tactics part. And it doesn't matter what you pick for your space. You don't have to do exactly what me and Jocelyn do. Listen, we recorded a podcast the other day with somebody who sheared sheep. What was it? She sheared sheep and then she
And made
created them into
little
art.
like 3D sculptures out of
Yeah,
the
she's a member
wool,
of our community.
basically.
So she basically made 3D sculptures out of sheep wool. And that is her product. And she sells it online through Etsy, through other marketplaces. They're in the Flip Your Life community. We have some people down in Tazewell, Tennessee, who are also inside of our community, and they have a cashmere goat farm. And they have a website and they sell cashmere sweaters made out of cashmere goat fur or something. So,
I don't know.
they're in the community. Then we have other people who are, doing digital products, teaching people how to play guitar, teaching people how to do other things because we focus a lot on top level strategy, a lot on tactics, a lot on, hey guys, I've got something to run by you. What does the community think? And everybody rallies in there. We focus a lot on accountability in the community. That's what most people use it for is they come in and they're like, hey guys, these are the 3 things I want to get done. Somebody check in on me on Friday and make sure I did it. Right. And so it doesn't matter how you want to make money online. We're just big believers in go find your people. They are on the internet and you can make money doing whatever you want to do. So, we love it. We'll see. I hope we can get into it a little bit with Jocelyn's new site. So,
Yeah, I'm excited about learning more about it.
Our daughter is now, by the way, doing yoga on the other side of the camera. So if she falls and hits the camera and it goes tumbling down, I'm just giving you a warning. That's what's happening over here.
And it's 10 p.m. thanks to the time
Yeah,
change.
so our
So
daughter's up at 10 o'clock doing yoga while we're
yeah,
on a
she's
member
got
on a
school
Q&A. So
in just a few hours.
okay,
It does feel like 9
it
o'clock,
does feel
yes.
like 9 o'clock, baby. All
All
right.
right. Steven says, I'm building a web design agency. I'm not a natural salesperson though. How do I sell my services effectively to scale my business? Most of my clients come from referrals.
I mean, strong copy on text and stuff, like, like you could have pages that are designed to sell your stuff based on strong marketing principles, strong copywriting principles, and let that do a lot of the work for you. You could do videos and let your clients and referrals come here first and maybe sign up for those consulting sessions and things like that. Our salespeople on our team use scripts, so a lot of scripting and things like that. So, lean on tools to kind of hold you up, like whatever you're trying to do, like find something to make it better, find something to make it easier. And that's going to be the best way to do it. So,
Why don't you do a referral bonus? Like if someone
ooh, nice.
refers you to someone, then they get something for free or maybe like an add-on to their service. I don't know, a lot of people do stuff like that. So if you're not a natural salesperson, as you say, then maybe you can try some things with clients that you already have that have already come to you. I would also really try to lean on a lot of content creation, like free stuff.
Yeah.
That's going to bring more people to your site, let them know about your services without you personally contacting
And
them.
also, too, like, we're not really salesy people either. Like, I think that everybody's like, man, if I just read a dozen sales books, I'll be the sales guy.
No,
When,
you either have that gift or you
yeah,
don't.
you
You
either have it
can
or you
get
don't.
better at it.
And like what we do is like, here's the deal. Hey guys, you have a problem. We have a solution. Here, try it out. Like that's, I mean, you're seeing it right now. Like this is a public Q&A. A lot of you guys that are online right now are not part of our community. And so we're like, hey, if you want to start an online business, we have courses and a community to help you do that. Try it. So don't think you got to be salesy. Like if your thing solves someone's problem, that the goal is really not to sell someone anything. You don't want to try to convince people to buy your thing. You want to find someone that's already looking for what you've got and show it to them.
And solve a small problem for them. Solve it so well that they say, wow, this person is amazing. How can I give this person money?
Yeah, exactly. So that online business is completely different. It's not like, huckster car salesman trying to grab people off the street to bring them in and, drive off with their new Nissan today, right? It's, hey, these people are actually in Google searching for this problem. Someone types in, my hair is falling out. How do I stop hair loss? Well, maybe you have a solution that helps them with hair loss. So jump in front of them. Whatever your solution is, just try to get in front of the right people that are already looking for it. And then you don't have to be salesy. You don't have to be like that. You can just say, hey, I can solve your problem. Come on, let's go. And you're good to go.
All right.
And by the way, Teresa Perlberg is here.
Pearlyberg.
Or Pearlyberg. It's Pearlyberg. I learned that last week when we talked to her. But Teresa Pearlyberg is here. And
She makes
she
the
legit is the one
wool
who
sculptures
shears the sheep and
and
makes the
she
wood
teaches other
sculptures.
people to make them,
She teaches other people how to make wool sculptures. So
which is pretty cool.
she's got a physical business and a digital business. Awesome stuff.
All right. Chris says, I'm considering offering a physical product as a counterpart to my main digital offering. I know you did a similar thing. How do you take care of the logistics, outsourcing, pricing it, etc.?
So he's talking about your book for elementary librarian.
Yeah. So, Chris, it was not a walk in the park. I'll put it that way. Okay.
No sugarcoating that one.
So, basically, what I did is I decided that I wanted to use a local place to print mine. So I actually went to the location and said, "This is what I want. Can you do it?" And they said yes. It was not the most cost-effective solution. It also was a little bit hard as far as like keeping inventory and making new inventory because it wasn't something that sold like constantly. It was more like they trickle in here, they trickle in there. So it was a little bit, I don't know. It was not the most convenient thing. It was very expensive. Just to create the book was about like $30 just to get it printed. It was a very nice printed book, but it was rather expensive. So, anyway, if I had to do it over again, I would probably try to do an on demand printing and have them ship it too. It's going to be a little bit more expensive, probably. But the good part about it is that you don't have anything to do with it. And people are willing to pay kind of crazy prices for it. Like on Elementary Librarian, it cost me approximately, I think, $40 to print, pack, and ship it. Probably a little bit more.
This was a huge book, though. It weighed
Yeah, I
like
mean, it was like
two
really big.
pounds. You know,
And I charged like $79 for it. So it was basically like a 50% markup.
I would actually also too like caution you against this. Maybe even doing it. Like you may think, like for example, the question should always be, will it make me money? Like it might make you a little money, but what if you just focused all of that energy on selling more digital products? I mean, that's a lot better.
I mean, if
So
a lot of your customers are telling you they want a book,
yeah, sure, serve them.
then
But
I would, I would think about it. But I might even venture to say get them to pay a little bit down on it first, or get them to buy one first before you really go all in. It was worth it for us. It was like
it
a
made
five,
money, and
yeah,
then
it was
yeah,
a 5-figure income each year just from the books. But there was also a lot of headache involved. So just do your homework and know exactly what you're getting. Be sure of the people that you're working with. I would do some research on them. Ask for referrals for people who do something similar, because had I known then what I know now about the people who printed ours, I would be like, oh, I don't know.
oh geez, what are we doing
Yeah.
here? You know what I mean? Yeah. So all right, cool. All right, let's go to the next question.
All
We got
right.
about 28 minutes left, guys. We're gonna do about 90 minutes tonight, and
What?
yeah. Uh,
I'm like, my kid is
Yeah, we didn't
needing to go to
expect
bed.
Anna to be up, but we're gonna plow on through this here. Okay, we're gonna plow on through this, and go ahead and answer any more questions you got. We'll try to get as many in as we can. We may not get to everybody's tonight. Okay.
All right, Nicholas says, I have made 150 info videos using Facebook Live with no audience. I thought about repurposing Facebook videos, dumping all of them out there as free content, as written blogs on my site, audio podcast, and videos on YouTube.
Do it. Put them on YouTube. Put them on YouTube and embed the video into your blog post. That way you can get found in YouTube and on Google.
Yeah, and I would recommend maybe investing in some transcription as well. There's a website that can do transcription relatively inexpensively if it's something that you don't want to spend a lot of money on. It's called, I think, Temi.com. Um, we have used it. It's not 100% accurate, but it's probably good enough for what you would need, and it will let Google be able to search your content.
Yeah, and we've got and inside of the Flip Your Life community, we've got a course on creating content, and it shows you that course actually shows you the flow of doing exactly what you're doing now, like how to take content from video to get it to audio, to get it to transcription, to get it, what you should do with your content to syndicate it. That's what you're doing. A lot of people say repurposing. It's really syndication. You're trying to take something. It's like the old, sitcoms. They'd have a funny show, it would be in one market, and they would send that show out to all the other markets. Bam, there you go. Same thing here. You do content once, you use it 100 times, right? We do this now. If you go to our Facebook page and our YouTube page, you'll see the same videos, because on Facebook, people are going to find us because it's social and people share it, and it's people that follow us. On YouTube, people are going to type something in and they're going to find it. So it's a different person, but you can still use that content in both places. And if you need help with that, I've got a full course on this, on content creation and syndication inside of the Flip Your Life Blueprint. So check that out.
All right. Let me see. All right. Tiffany says, I have a site to help educators build resilience/fight burnout. I'm releasing a book and a workbook on social media, lives, Facebook group, all small, first try for money. How can I create buzz for my book?
Does she have any other infrastructure at all, or is it just a book? Did she say she had a website
So she
done?
has a website.
I think this one you're going to probably, if you're just going to launch a book right now and just go,
I would probably post parts of it and
yeah.
then like advertise it on
Ooh,
those
that's good.
posts. So like maybe you release a chapter of it and say, to learn more, purchase my book here.
Yeah. Or maybe you could even write like a bonus chapter and say the first 100 people that get it, get this bonus chapter. Or I've seen a lot of people when they launch ebooks, they will take, like a week and do an audio version of it. Like go read it literally and the first X people get the audiobook too for free or whatever, free bonus.
She says
And
she has a website. She's on social media. She does lives. All have small followings. That's okay.
it's okay. Yeah, that's who you sell to. Go to them first. Give them massive incentives, free bonuses, and go to those people first. Get some beta members and try to maximize, the impact you make on the people who already follow you. And then maybe you do some kind of contest for them to share stuff. You could do a contest to let them help you spread the word,
I would
basically.
recommend maybe getting it on Kindle also. If you can do that, there are lots of people out there who do that type of marketing. So I would look that up.
Try to get it in as many places as possible fast, but start with the people who already follow you. That's the people that are going to buy it first. So spend your energy on them and then move to a broader audience.
All right.
Shelly says, can we as members create a group inside the community to work in a smaller group in our niche? Yes, we actually have groups right now for like homeschoolers. We have groups for I think there's a musician group. Those are created by our coaches. So all you have to do is request that. So you can go in and you can request, you can send a message to kat@fliplifestyle.com. You can request a group and we can talk about it, because we actually it's set up where anybody can create a group, but it got really confusing when we first did that. We had a lot of smaller groups that were really one big group, right? So those can be created, but we do it. Just let us know, shoot us an email, or just go to the contact form. Go to the contact form inside the community, and we'll get that group set up for you for sure. Yeah, and if you've got people in mind already, I know there's some people that we've got on Zoom call. I jumped in on a Zoom call the other day with some people. We can get those people and notify them the group's created, and you guys can have your own little corner in the community. Yeah. If you can do it on Facebook, you can do it inside the Flip Your Life community, because it's basically a social network. So,
All right. And
yeah.
this is our final question that we have tonight. If anyone has anything else, just stick it in that chat box. It says, this is from Guy who was doing the test prep question. He says, as a teacher with 18 years left until I can retire, my wife is giving me a hard time about wanting to quit my job since I have a salary, health care, and pension. How do I convince her otherwise?
All right, say it again.
Oh, Guy, we feel your pain.
Say it again.
His wife doesn't understand why he wants to leave his teaching job because he has a job, he has
Oh,
health
gosh.
care, he has a pension.
Well, tell
We
her
went through these same things,
that,
okay?
we had health care and we had a pension and we quit our jobs. So, because here's the deal, you can buy your own health care. You really can.
And Guy, you have 18 years,
Yeah.
okay? Like, I'm assuming that your New York is probably around 28 as well. That's what Kentucky is. I mean, that's the same situation that we were in.
Oh, yeah.
Shane's principal even said, like, how many years have you been doing this?
Yeah, when I went in to quit my job, the world is wrong. The world looks at things wrong. The world trades freedom for a little bit of security. Like, basically, we trade 40 to 70 hours of our life a week away so that somebody can pay for our random doctor visits, right? I mean, that doesn't make sense. So I went in to resign, and my principal was in shock, and he said, man, how long have you been teaching? And I said, yeah, man, this is my 9th year. And I was about to get tenure. That means you can't be fired, guys, unless you do something stupid. So I had total job security, health insurance for my family, my pension. Woohoo, right? Sure, I was making peanuts, but whatever. And he said, man, and I said, yeah, 9 years, man, I'm out. And he goes, are you going to give up all that retirement? I mean, you've been in this for 9 years. And I looked at him and I said, dude, I've been in this for 9 years, but I got 18 left. I'm not going to sit up here for 18 years and not chase my dreams and, go grow this online business. Look what we're doing part-time. What could we do full-time? That's what we were looking at. So, I think that our society has created this structure of dependency. You are dependent on an employer. If you don't have an employer, then you're going to be homeless and destitute, and no doctor is going to let you come in their building and all these things. And that's not true. Guys, we went out and shopped around. We found health insurance. We save money every month toward our retirement in our own programs that we control. If you have a retirement in Kentucky right now and you're a teacher, it's gone. Our legislature just killed our teachers' retirements. So even if I'd had a pension, it would have disappeared on me. There's no security in employment for somebody else. There is security in I wake up every day and we take care of ourselves.
Disclaimer: we are not saying to
I'm
quit
not
your
saying go
job
quit your job.
tomorrow.
I'll never tell
Okay.
you to do that because I don't know your circumstances. But I think the best thing for you to do is to do what I did when I was trying to convince Jocelyn to quit our jobs. Go out and research health insurance. Go see what they're actually taking from your paycheck. You may think you're only paying a couple $100 a month, but if you go look at the employer contribution, our employer contribution for our family's insurance was like
Employee.
$1,300 a month. And that's like, I'm sitting there going, well, what, that $1,300, they could have just paid me that. And I could have found cheaper insurance.
And so I think now
So
we pay like 500 and something for our family. Now we don't have the
we have higher
we have a high
deductibles, but
deductible,
whatever. You know what I mean?
but it's worth it to us to pay less because we don't go to the doctor a whole
And,
lot.
or even if you do go to the doctor, just to be free of all that stuff. So go look up some insurance quotes. Go talk to an Edward Jones guy or a Merrill Lynch guy or some financial planner guy or whatever, and figure out
Or girl.
or girl and figure out exactly, and figure out how you can save for retirement. Like if that's the only two things that are really holding you back, then you need to just go present that to your spouse. We talk about, Jocelyn and I talk about this all the time. Like one of the big topics we have in our community that we tackle is how to get your spouse on board with your online dreams. Because we've went through this and we've helped, lots of couples go through this process.
And if she's anything like me, Guy, you're going to have to show her the money.
Yeah.
You're also going to have to show her, yes, we can get health insurance. Yes, we can save for retirement in other ways. Like you're going to have to show her, not tell,
Yeah.
because you can tell all day long, but until she sees something concrete, if she's anything like I was, it's not going to happen.
Cool. So basically, go do that. Go do the research. Show her what's going on. Show her that you have this money making potential, and what you think it could turn into, and then go for it. But get on the same page with your spouse. Don't do anything. Never do anything without your spouse on board, or it's not going to work. So.
All right, Jessica says, I have two ideas. I want to focus on one. I know a lot about one topic, but don't have as much passion around it. The other idea has a strong mission, but less knowledge experience.
Oh, like she's less
How would you
knowledgeable.
decide?
I would do the one that you're going to keep doing. If you don't have, you don't have to have a lot of, it's more important not to hate the thing you're working on than it is to have passion about it. You have to like it. Like you got to like it. You got to not hate it. Like Jocelyn wasn't like, my hobby is librarianism. My hobby is shelving books. I love ordering and shelving
books. I liked
books.
being a librarian. I felt like I was a good librarian and had things to add to the profession. Even though I'd only been a librarian for 4 years, I felt like that I was doing innovative enough stuff that I could talk about it. And I could also talk about the problems that we were facing. So was it something that I was doing on the weekends and something that I loved and couldn't stop talking about? No. I liked my job. I didn't love it. But now that we have built our business, I'm finally able to do something that I'm really passionate about. And that is my new website that I am not talking about just yet. But this is something that I'm really passionate about. And because I built a foundation on something that I was really knowledgeable about, but not necessarily the most passionate about, that gave me the floor that I needed to be able to now work on things that I'm just enjoy.
And don't, the passion and all that stuff, don't get caught up in that.
Nice.
It sounds nice, but like go with what you know, go with what you can do, and go with what you'll stick to doing. Like this other thing that you said, man, I got a strong mission. I have a sense that you really want to do that. And even though you're not the most knowledgeable, experienced person about it, you're still more knowledgeable and experienced than people you'll be teaching. So don't worry about that.
And you can always learn too.
Yeah.
The bottom line is do what you are going to do. If you know that you're going to start this other thing
and burn out and resent it,
then it's probably not worth it. But for me, like I'm a finisher. So even if I don't really like something, I'm going to finish it just for principle. So for me, that made sense. But for you, it might not make sense.
Yeah. So pick what you want to do first. You can always do the other thing later. All right. You got to get started. You got to learn the ropes. And I'll be honest with y'all. I'll tell this to everybody. The first thing you try is probably not going to work. The odds are not ever in your favor, people. But you've got to go swing. You got to go do something. You got to start something. You got to grow. You got to learn. You got to stumble. You got to fail. And then you pick up the pieces and you do it again. So don't think that you have to pick the right thing. That's the worst possible mentality going into your online business is, man, I've got these two options. One of them is guaranteed freedom, and one of them is guaranteed failure living in a van down by the river, right? That's not how it works. Go do one and see what happens.
If you're determined, no matter what you do, as long as you take action, something will happen.
Something's going to happen. Something's going to
If
happen.
you kind of halfway do it and don't take action, then it's not. I mean, it's pretty black and white as far as that goes. All right. Well, that was all of the
All right.
questions.
Guys, I think we are going to probably wrap that up tonight. Thank
and
you
get
so
our
much
kid in bed.
for coming to this Q&A with S&J. We are glad that we could help you guys think through the process. Hope you learned from us answering other people's questions. This is what we do in the Flip Your Life community. We've got another one of these calls. It's a member-only call on Tuesday this week. So if we didn't get to your question and you're not in the community, click that link to the $1 trial. You can check out the Flip Your Life community for 14 days. You'll have full access to the Flip Your Life blueprint, which is our step-by-step process for starting, building, and growing your own online business. We take you through goal setting. We help you come up with your idea. We help you get your spouse on board with your online business. We help you figure out who your customers are, figure out their problems. We help you create products, research your idea, research your products. We help you do the Google research to figure out what your customers are searching for. We help you with strategies for coming up with time and money to run your online business. We can help you start memberships. We can help you launch products, sales funnels. It's all in there right now waiting for you. And if you join tonight, you'll be able to join us on our call on Tuesday, which will be a members only call, much smaller group. We get to a lot more questions a lot faster inside of those members only calls. So we'd love to see you there. You can go to fliplifestyle.com/trial, fliplifestyle.com/TRIAL, or click the link in the chat box. And we would love to have you guys in there inside of our community. People ask questions every day. You can ask a question. You'll probably have 5 to 10 responses within an hour from other members, from our coaches, and from us. So let us help you guys. We've done it. We've helped hundreds of families do this, and we can help you too. Scott had a real quick question. Would you say your old podcast content is still valid? Are there things that are obsolete that you talked about earlier in your podcast? Probably some things, but that's just the nature of online marketing. But like I said, Jocelyn and I focus on strategies. If you go back and listen to our podcast, it was like episode, I don't know, 8 or something, like where we talked about how to find the time to start your online business. That's time management. That's still going to be relevant. If you want to talk about how to get your spouse on board,
probably
relevant.
at least 75% of our content is still relevant.
We really shy away from teaching tools because tools change, fads start, fads go away. We focus on the concrete 100% things that are evergreen and will work in any online business. And that's what we teach. So yeah, most of our content in there should be good for our podcast. And we do add new content and updated content every single month inside of the Flip Your Life community. So if something gets out of date, we go update it inside of the Flip Your Life community. We can't go back and do our podcast over. We might have another podcast down the road about it, but inside of the community, we do update courses all the time. So
guys,
Shelley,
thank you so much for being here.
Shelley said, great content tonight. Thank you for doing it. An evening Q&A as I work during the day. We totally understand. That's why we pick Sunday. We do a lot of stuff on Sunday nights because our goal is to help as many people as possible. And we can't help you if you're at work. We can help you now. We can help you grind. We can help you on the weekends. We can help you in the evenings. That's why we do a podcast. So you can take it with you and you can listen to it on your commute, right? Anywhere you go. And we would love to have you guys inside of our Flip Your Life community so we can help you even more in there. Okay.
It is up to you.
All right, guys. Have a great evening. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Bye.
And Anna Joe is going to say bye.
Do you want to say bye?
You want to say bye?
Bye.
We'll see you guys next time. Thanks. Hope to see you Tuesday and inside of the Flip Your Life community.